So my boy Brandon, a public speaking coach, I was like, yo, bro, can you come speak at my AI workshop that I'm doing? It's going to be free. I want you to speak on how to speak confidently, right? Because he's a public speaking coach. And so he was like, yeah. So I was like, boom. Now Brandon is someone I know. He's thrown events before. He's been in the event game. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Walk to Wealth podcast. If you're tuning in on YouTube or any of the podcast directories, make sure to do yourself one teeny tiny little favor and make sure to give us a follow, because I don't want you to miss out on any of the amazing episodes I got coming on this year. Without further ado, let's get right into this one. So if you've been keeping up with the series, I've told you guys so far how I threw my first event, how I threw my 100th episode, how I threw my first 2 happy hour networking events. And now we're going to get into how I taught my first in-person workshop. So throwing a workshop is a little bit different, because now this is a lot more educational versus how the other one's a lot more networking center. But this was more like educational. Like, I wanted people to like take notes and get value out of it. And so going into this one, I'm like, all right, I'm planning the year. I got to end the year on a good note, right? I didn't want to do the event too late, so I ended up throwing this event November 1st, which I think was a Wednesday or Thursday. And the reason I did it in the beginning of November is because later on in the month, then it gets closer to Thanksgiving. People are worried about family, cooking, prepping meals, whatever. And then after Thanksgiving, then the whole Christmas hype begins. And so people are, trying to coordinate gifts and all this stuff and working extra hours so they can have money for gifts and all that stuff. So I was like, I don't want to even think about throwing an event in December. November, towards the end of it, and then also like Black Friday and stuff too. So it's like, it's a lot, because a lot of people get their gifts for Christmas on like Black Friday and Cyber Monday week, so they can save money. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do the event the first week in November. Just so happened that the first fell on a Wednesday, it hopped on a Wednesday. And so for this one, the venue I was using was the Stanford KW office. Again, the venue is free for me to use, so I was just like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Parking is good, easy to get to, easily accessible. Don't have to worry about paying for parking or anything like that. So I'm like, boom, I'm gonna throw it at Stanford KW office, keep my expenses as low as possible. For this event, it was a free event. So I was using Mixly, because as I said, Mixly, when you do a free event, it shows the attendee list. And so that was like the best social proof ever. So I ended up getting 100 people to RSVP. One person said maybe. And the thing with free events is you never know how many people are actually going to show up, because there's no commitment. That's the hard part. And so with these free events, I'm no longer ever going to do a free event, because also, like, people who pay attention. So if you want to make an impact in people's life and you want people to take it seriously, there have to be some events, some sort of investment. Now, this investment may be like low ticket, but it has to be some sort of investment. Time cannot be the only investment. They have to put some sort of money down. So, but I know that now. But at the time when I was hosting this event, I was like, I'm gonna do a free AI workshop. This is gonna be my first in-person workshop. Now, in terms of promotion, what I did this time around is, so I decided to kind of like, I wouldn't say collab, but I brought in a guest speaker. So my boy Brandon, as he's a public speaking coach, I was like, yo, bro, can you come speak at my AI workshop that I'm doing? It's going to be free. And I want you to speak on how to speak confidently, right? Because he's a public speaking coach. And so he was like, yeah. So I was like, boom. Now Brandon is someone I know. As I said, he's thrown events before. He's been in the event game. I've also attended a ton of his events, paid for some of his workshops, stuff like that. So like, I know he was gonna be down to help out and down to like actually tell people about it. He wasn't just gonna show up and talk. He was gonna actually tell people. He's done that for all my events prior to that without even me really asking. So that's someone I knew I could count on. So if you're gonna bring people into your event, make sure it's people that you can count on. That's super, super, super important. Like, if you're gonna have guest speakers or collab on an event, make sure you got people you can count on. And so I ended up doing that with him. And then in terms of marketing promotion, I started this marketing about a month out. I posted my first post on Instagram. It was a still photo. And then from there, this time around, I didn't do the method I did in the last event that I hosted, where I was collabing with people on videos. I just recorded a couple of reels myself and then promoted the event. And that was pretty much, in terms of Instagram marketing, that was it. I always do the VIP guest method, right, where I take the headshots of people and then make a Canva photo that says VIP guest, and I tag them in the stories. So that was it for in terms of like social media marketing. I made 2 reels, if I'm not mistaken, and I did 1 solid like Instagram Canva photo, like flyer type photo for the marketing. From there, I ended up doing text messages like I always do. And the thing was a free event. I said it's really a no brainer. So getting people to RSVP was super, super, super easy. And then from there, I ended up getting pizza and wine. So I came out of pocket a little bit for this event, but like pizza and wine was super well worth it. And this event ended up getting like close to 65 people. So I knew we were gonna have a lot of RSVPs. So I made sure to I asked Jada if she could help with check-in. And I think Pam was also helping with check-in at that event. And I think I had Danny also help out with that event. As always, helped me coordinate the event and like strategize, plan it together. And then from there, that's pretty much who I had for like quote unquote staff or whatever. John wasn't making his margaritas that event. I think I forgot to ask him honestly, and I just got so busy planning. But that was it. And then I had Christian as always doing the videography. I said that's my guy. Whenever I throw in events, I always make sure to call Christian just because like he's the first video. I'm a very loyal guy when it comes to like vendors. Like usually, if the first person I meet is usually the person I go to, so as long as they're good people and they do good work, that's pretty much the 2 prereqs. Like you got to be a good person that I align with, and you got to do good work. And Christian was just the first videographer I known, so I just like always go back to Christian. And so he recorded that event, ended up doing, coming out super well. Now, when I was planning the event, right, and this time I had to think a little bit more, but like the schedule, because now we're speaking and not like networking only. So the way I did it, all my events I usually do 6 to 8 or 6 to 8:30 or 6 to 9, and I think that's a good enough time for people who aren't in business to get off work and head over. And the people that are finish up their last meeting, last appointments. Some of the people I know are realtors, finish up some of their last showings and then come over to my event. And so I had that event, and the way I did it was I ended up having doors open I think at 5:30, 5:45. We networked until like 6:30 ish, 6:45. Then I had my boy Rob pretty much settle everybody in and have everyone go to their seats. I ended up having Brandon speak first. I think he went for like 20 minutes, and then I followed up right after. I went for 30 minutes, and then I didn't have a giveaway in this one either. I think I did. What did I give away? I think I gave away like coaching or something like that. Yeah, no, I gave away free access to my course for one person, and then I don't even think I ended up doing the giveaway. I know I had the names out in the photo from the event. You see like the giveaway circle in the background, but I don't think I ended up even giving the giveaway out to anyone. I don't think I did the giveaway. So I guess a little bit of false false advertising on my end. But it was a free event anyway, so they got in all those people got in for free and got free pizza and drinks. So they'll be fine. Um and then after that I opened it up for networking. So that was pretty much this event in a nutshell. Um wasn't too much, as I said, wasn't too much planning going into it. I was just repeating the same playbook that worked prior. And this event was my most attended event. And I said there was over 100 RSVPs. And we ended up getting about like 65 people in person. So it was a great turnout, great event. The thing with events is like once you start throwing good events, people like your reputation build up. And so like then people want to make sure they go to the next one and keep attending. But also I never had my events too close together. So now this is my 5th event that I've thrown. And like the first one was in December of 2022. Then the next one wasn't until March. And then it wasn't another one um until June. And then November. No, sorry, then August, then November. So like there was like months in between each event. So like if you threw a monthly event, it's hard to retain people because it's like I can always just go next month. But like for me, and one thing I need to start doing that I learned after this one is like I need to stop hosting an event and then going ghost. Like each event should lead to the next event. And always. That's how you keep the momentum going. But I didn't learn this until later on in the events game. But I said this was my best event that I thrown in terms of like attendance wise. And then also I ended up going away to Guatemala the next month, so I wasn't gonna plan anything. And then I was gonna do an event in January because I was just planning a launch. So I didn't throw another event until my 200th podcast episode. So that's what I'll be covering in the next episode. Kind of similar to what I did for my 100th episode, but the next one will be a real quick one. But that's all for this one. I'll catch you in the next one.